Right, this stream is literally just to finish off this quest. So you haven't done it yet, it's been a couple of days now. And I'm starting to get worried I'm going to miss it, so I'm doing it right now. I've already done everything else for you. I upgraded the weapon. Yes. Okay, great. I really liked this event. It's actually quite jolly good fun. The activities were fun. The character interactions were fun. Everything was fine about this event. I'm happy with it. I am a bit miffed though and confused when Genshin. The thing is, right? Okay, we're immediately going to get into a rant here. Of course, I would prefer. I am definitely at the point where I prefer that we got patches less often, but in exchange had them be more polished. Right? I'm totally for that at this point. Like in future, I would absolutely. I would want every single named character, playable character, to be fully voiced in every update. First of all, I would also in general want more appearances from named characters, just everywhere. Just of course in general, just better quality. And just more content where necessary. And so I would be totally okay if currently we get a patch every 40 days, I'd be totally okay if they extended it to 60. Which granted isn't like a huge amount of extra time or anything, but still that's an extra 50%. So that is good. And no game development pipeline, as I do, I know releasing an update every 40 days must be a fucking nightmare. It must be so goddamn difficult. Which is why I do respect for devs for being able to do it. It probably is not a fun work environment. It is probably really difficult. So I'd be more than okay with giving them more time. However, I would then give a caveat of that doesn't mean we're going to still only have 4 banners per patch total. I would say as a caveat, whilst we're going to extend the duration of each patch by 50%, we're then going to, I don't know, triple the number of banners? I think every banner should last a week, I think, really. And I think you could even do it the same way as Star Rail does right now, where you have 4 characters on. I think it should be outright illegal, and your game should have a threat of being fined or even just forcibly shut down if you have something which is gacha related and unobtainable for over 6 months. I think that should be outright illegal, and yeah. I think it's disgusting. And so the way I would have it is because you do need some scarcity. I think a month is more than enough for someone to be pining for a character enough to feel an amount of FOMO. You do want some FOMO, and I am fine with some FOMO. There's FOMO in basically every game, actually, to an extent. So I am fine with there being some FOMO, but not enough. Not like this. Not like this. I know for a fact I'm never getting Shenhe now. It's ridiculous. I think a month is more than enough to allow a game to healthily generate revenue whilst also being good for the players. I think it should be like 1 month, 2 months maximum, really. Anything more than that would be annoying, and anything more than 6 months should be outright just illegal. So yeah, I would probably have like 4 banners active at all times, 4 limited characters. Also, of course, I already said this, I would rework the banner system so that every banner is a chronicled wish banner. Yeah, so we reworked the Chronicled the banner, so it is always a Chronicled Wish banner. Um, and so on that Chronicled Wish banner, you can say you can have how many characters on it? Is it like is it 6 or 8 characters they put on it? I think it's 8. Yeah, I think it's 8 characters they put on it. All right, so I would say you have 7 limited characters per Chronicled banner and 1 standard, and you rotate that Chronicled banner every 7 days. And if there is a new character in the game, then you release them on their own banner, which functions the same way as the current one does. So on a character's first ever run, it's just the same as the current one, and you can probably also still have that run for 20 days, but still have a Chronicled Wish rotating every 7. And then once that character runs in their standard banner, then you can have them enter a Chronicled Wish pool later. That's how I would do things. Because I'm just getting really sick of waiting months upon months upon months to get a chance for a goddamn character. Because it is projected that I want to get Frina C2, but it's projected that next patch is going to have Cloud Retainer. I am pretty tempted to get Cloud Retainer because I want to try her with Hu Tao, and I want to try her with Zhao. So there's 2 characters at least I would want to use her with. Primarily just because the charge attack playstyle of Hu Tao can be inconsistent, because the game struggles to fucking do dash cancels properly often. And so by doing plunges, it will potentially help Hu Tao a bit. And of course, she's better for getting Frina stacks than Bennett is. So I'm interested in her for Hu Tao, and of course I'm interested in her for Zhao. Not a must pull for me, but I am definitely interested. Yes, I'm interested in Cloud Retainer. But then we are really anticipating an Inazuma Chronicled Wish banner. I think if we don't get an Inazuma Chronicled Wish banner soon, it's going to be pretty fucking stupid. Because we have several characters that have not been on from Inazuma in a long time. Kokomi hasn't ran since 3.8. 3.8. We're in 5. Is it 2? 5.3 even? Kokomi ran at the very end of Sumeru, and she has not ran throughout the entirety of Fontaine on that land so far. Just to put that in perspective. That is absurd. That is crazy. Kokomi isn't a very high demand character anymore, so she's definitely going on Chronicled Wish. I really hope we do get a Chronicled Wish for Inazuma somewhat soon. And I want that to have Ayaka and Ayato and Kokomi on it, at least. You could probably also slap Yai on it. They wouldn't slap A on it. They're not going to put Archons on Chronicled Wishes. I am okay with Archons taking longer to rerun because they're special. And for Tui Harbingers. Like, those are 2 exceptions. Like, I'm not mad if an Archon only runs every 6 months, because they're supposed to be rare, and it does make it feel more special when you have them. So I'm okay with that. But specifically Archons and for Tui Harbingers, because they both hold a special role in the story. But no one else should be running anywhere near that late. Yeah, I do want to get both Ayato and Ayaka and try to use them together. I saw a video the other day where they used Sunfire. I had completely forgotten Sunfire existed, but yeah, Sunfire should be pretty good for Ayaka, and I can do that. See, I do not want to skip Ayaka when she next comes back. She's been gone for a year as well. Ayato's been gone just as long as Kokomi. Or even longer. It's really stupid.
Remarkably efficient, Ayato. How are things with the Tenryo Commission?
Oh, you're all here! Well, it's a relief to have you all in our corner. Those in...
I'm sure you'll run into her as you walk around. Oh, and just a reminder, you need to select the best game later tonight. Most importantly, don't forget to enjoy yourself. We need this event to be as joyful as possible if we want the plan to work. Once you're done experiencing the festival, you should check in with A.
They already kind of posted spoilers for this quest though, so... I already know there's a cutscene at the end of this.
Ah, Captain! Swordfish 2, salute! To be honest, some Watatsumi Islanders aren't too concerned about the festival.
But if they knew it was for the captain of Swordfish 2, I'm confident everyone would be here in a heartbeat.
Huh. I never considered that angle. You possess wisdom beyond your years, Kokomi. On par with a certain other shrine maiden I know.
Mizuki! Did you get any sleep at all?
I'm fine. Sometimes you need to push past your mental limits to unleash your full potential. I've seen that many times in my line of work.
I mean, other things, I would really want to pull for Mizuki as well if she had a good kit, because I really like her design and voice. And I'm not even opposed to the concept of a swirl character like her. Probably really I'd see as pointless because we already have Nilu. So...
I will. The good news is, the
she would just
ritual
be a
is all
side
set.
raid to an already
That
existing
means the
team.
festival can proceed, and we can focus on realizing our vision. As for the more pressing matter, once the nightmare fragment appears, we will begin the ritual.
Also, yesterday I was playing Withering Waves.
You and the
I
Shogun are the only ones who can subdue the enemy
realizing
until
I was
then.
running out of
Do you remember
materials
what
to
I told you
upgrade my
yesterday,
artifacts.
before you left for Isa Bathhouse?
And I was like, oh shit, I need more artifact materials. So I was like, okay, can I convert artifacts into materials? And I don't think you can in Withering Waves. You don't actually use echoes as materials. You just use the echo materials themselves, which is a bit, yeah. To be fair, Genshin only released that feature, partway into Fontaine? But still, Genshin does have it, so you really should add that. Because I was like, oh, I have like hundreds of these green and blue and purple artifacts, so I'm not going to ever use. So I might as well use this batch merge feature and convert them all into 5-star artifacts and just see if I get any good ones. I made hundreds of 5 stars. I only got 2 good artifacts out of all of them. Like 2 good ones that I'd be okay with using. Why can't you upload a screenshot? Try again. Yeah, like dog shit results. But then I think, however Withering Waves codes their server interactions is very, very poor. Because it proceeded to, the moment I backed out of the menu, it then started loading like the databank and everything. So I started getting loads of databank data, and then my PlayStation suddenly fucking like, the fan went really badly, and then the PlayStation just quit. It shut off. It made like a noise. It was like do, like almost like an alarm noise, but it's more like the noise it makes when it turns off, but repeated several times really quickly. And the fan went, and I was like, "Fuck! Did it literally just melt my PlayStation?" And for what? I couldn't get my PlayStation to turn back on. I was pressing the on button and it wasn't turning back on. To turn it back on, I had to unplug it from its power source and then re-plug it back in. And then I tried to turn it back on and then it worked. I got worried for a good minute that Wuthering Waves had literally melted my PlayStation. And so I very, very almost threw a massive fit of Wuthering Waves, and I think I would be right in doing so. If the game is literally so poorly optimized, it literally melts your PlayStation. But that does have me really worried about continuing playing Wuthering Waves. But then I updated my Carlotta build, and now my Carlotta actually does some pretty respectable damage. And so now I'm back in anyway. But yeah, Wuthering Waves really, really needs to optimize their fucking game. Because it is really bad if it's genuinely threatening your PlayStation. It is on the verge of breaking your PlayStation. Because it didn't, but I mean, I imagine that could have. Maybe if that happens like a couple more times, it will actually break my PlayStation. Not great, Wuthering Waves. Game has been out on PlayStation for over a month now. It released on like New Year's Day, didn't it? So you've had a decent bit of time to optimize it, and they fucking haven't. And it's an emergency. This is not a tiny little thing they maybe should do. It's you need to do this. You're damaging people's PlayStations. The game is technically unplayable.
Humans, yokai, and archons bear the same capacity for emotion and are naturally susceptible to the same mental turmoil. It's very possible that someone who appears strong
And
on
I
the
do
outside
think Wuthering Waves has
learned to
damaged my PlayStation.
compartmentalize their negative
Ever
emotions.
since I started playing it, other
And
games
that
which
is
usually
far
don't
from
trigger a fan
healthy.
now do. So I do think in
Good.
general it's like
I
fucked up for
trust you
hardware.
won't let the Shogun shoulder this alone. Not anymore.
Because in my fucking 2,000 hours of experience with Genshin, I never had any problems with a fan on it. I did when I first started Genshin because it was during the summer, and so it was swelteringly hot, and so then yes, my PlayStation was overheating. But that wasn't because of Genshin, that's because it was extremely fucking hot in my room, and I was playing the game for 12 hours straight a day. And so, of course, it fucking overheated. But the moment summer passed and we got back to normal weather, then Genshin did pose no problems. And it's only now, that I've started playing Wuthering Waves, but Genshin is now triggering a fan on my PS5 again. Meanwhile, it's still February, which is one of the coldest months of the year. I absolutely think Wuthering Waves has genuinely damaged my PlayStation. To a point that it now struggles with Genshin and Star Rail. Yeah, I'm really not happy with it.
The Arataki gang rules!
Not your fault. Bakedanuki are powerful. Even Shosei couldn't smell them.
And I absolutely think there's an argument to be made that Wuthering Waves' artifact system is worse than Genshin's as well. For one thing, I would say Wuthering Waves does have on Genshin is that they give you a couple wishes for free every patch. They don't give you 10 wishes. I think they give you 5 standard wishes and 5 event wishes per patch. So they give you a couple wishes for free, which Genshin doesn't.
Longhorn Oni is
I mean,
stupid.
Genshin does give you free wishes, but through
Stupid
commissions
Oni
and
really
events,
help make game?
rather than just free login rewards. But it's not like Genshin doesn't give you free shit. I would say
By the
Wuthering
way,
Waves
where are the real
probably
Hitotsume
has
Kozo and his friends?
less stuff
And what
available
about
from
Tetsunosuke
events.
and the
Also, a bunch of events in Withering Waves are locked behind endgame content, which I can't reach, because every time I try to reach said endgame content, my fucking PlayStation says it's going to explode. So I love to play some of those late game events, but they're locked off, and they do not give you early access to them. And I cannot access them, because whenever I try to play Withering Waves for more than literally 5 fucking minutes, I get a warning that my PlayStation's going to explode. So I can't access it. And so, I mean, currently, right now, I would say Withering Waves is actually kind of worse for PlayStation players, in terms of free wishes. This is a nice lineup. Wish there's like a regional filter here.
Whatever would you...
Our composition on this is going to be weird no matter what I do.
Conquering deep.
Don't you think this puzzle is a bit too complicated? If we make this small adjustment, it'd be a lot easier to understand, don't you think?
Yes, the only thing
right.
Withering Waves has on
never
Genshin,
thought
I would
about
say
it that
really,
way.
is the fact that the banner is at 80 pity rather than 90. That's it. The standard selector they give you doesn't mean all that much, because the standard characters in Withering Waves are not good. The weapon banner? The weapon banner is definitely better. But, on the other hand, they've then made it so it is way more necessary for you to pull for weapon banner. Because in Withering Waves, it's way more important to get 5-star weapons than it is in Genshin. Like, in Genshin, some characters don't even have 5-star weapons as their best in slots. Some characters are best off with 4 stars. And for other characters, like, even the differences between 4 stars and 5 stars is like a couple percent. In Wuthering Waves, the difference between 4 stars and 5 stars is fucking huge. It is a really big difference. And so, although, yes, the weapon banner is more generous in Wuthering Waves, it's also far more necessary. And so, quite frankly, I think you absolutely would be justified in saying that Wuthering Waves' weapon banner is actually more predatory than Genshin's.
Oh, when did you get here?
Just now! Seems like you're a natural, Ayaka. A real game developer at heart, huh?
Oh, you remember that. Well, Brother had everything covered, so I asked Yoimiya if she could use a hand. I'm just glad I didn't turn out to be an inconvenience.
Also, again, Yoimiya is like a character that, like, I would pull if I had extra wishes, but I don't, so I can't.
In a jam? Not that kind of jam.
Traveler, Lady Guji told me about the upcoming battle. As I understand it, this is an extremely dangerous endeavor, and the rest of us can only help from the sidelines. Our thoughts and prayers are with you. Be careful.
I'm worried about building Ayaka. So you can't really use her in Marasasi. I can only use her with the Cryo set if I'm going to make her in a freeze team, which I likely won't. So she'd be on a melt team, which means she's a crit damage ascension, so I need to get her crit rate just from substats. So she might be a difficult character to build. She is a sword user. What swords do I have with crit rate? I do have Wolfang. Okay, no, Wolfang will make it a lot easier. How much crit does Wolfang give? I mean, 27.6. Actually, yeah, let's do a math on this. Right. So she has a base of 5. So 5 plus 27.6. 32 already. Then 3.5 times by 4. 714. So we're looking at 46.6 crit rate before we even bring in artifacts. That's pretty good. And so a crit circlet is immediately enough. Okay, never mind. I shouldn't worry too much about that.
It's you. Before battle, it is imperative to calm the mind. If you have unfinished business, see to that now. Then, come meditate with me. Since leaving the plane of Euthymia, I seem to experience this feeling more and more, whether in the markets of Inazuma or before the sacred Sakura. No, it may not be a bad thing. In the plane of Euthymia, I could not perceive the consequences of my choices, but that did not preclude their impact. It is only natural that I would feel their effect one day. Even a god can... That isolating oneself from all engagement is no way to reach a true state of euthymia. I will not unleash Muso no Hitotachi this time. I can only support you in the battle ahead, using illusion against illusion, dream against nightmare. The ultimate success of this plan comes down to you, traveler.
I love it when people call Lumine Loom.
Did we do
Such a
it?
hilarious nickname to me. Oh, I love that lighting.
The Arataki gang rules!
Prepare yourself, traveler. All right, follow me.
I've said before, like, I kind of didn't want to plot for this event. Ooh. Are we working with parry again? Great, okay.
To think,
Oh!
there would be a day when we would fight in the plain of Euthymia, side by side. Be on your guard, traveler. An end to this illusion.
I do like the parry mechanic. I would really like a character which actually has this mechanic. The one problem with it is, of course, it's relying on the enemy AI.
We have the advantage. Time to strike.
Which is why I would probably program it so that it, Night arrow?
Shatter the night.
Unmask it all.
Truth made manifest.
So with the, if we made like a parry character with kit, I would probably have it so that the parry itself does do a lot of damage, but most of the damage would come from like buffing the character's normal attacks afterwards or something.
When illusions fall.
An end to this illusion.
Okay. You wanna...
I lend you my power.
Okay.
I grant you the Shogun's blessing. We have the advantage. Time to strike.
Bit awkward, but alright.
God of Thunder, heed our call.
Shatter the night
There's no way I'm gonna be able to make that boss battle for my personal projects for uni. There's
With
no
your
way.
might, let illusions fall.
Wake up! Wake up! Makoshi-sama! Makoshi-sama! Are you okay? We thought you'd been eaten alive by that beast! Mother!
Do what you must. Just save her.
This nightmare, it's beyond our skill to heal. A nightmare. It felt like an endless nightmare.
Sleep in peace. This time, only sweet dreams await.
That was incredibly
For many of us, I'm sure the
well
last few
animated.
days
Wow,
have seen
Jesus
unforgettable
Christ.
levels of stress and fatigue.
Hope Style Clips doesn't have me talking. I'll come back to go it properly later. Very nice cutscene. Wish we got more cutscenes like that in actual main story quests. That'd be really nice. But I did say earlier, like, I didn't want this event to have a plot. I mean specifically this event. I am more than okay with limited time events having plots. Very clearly. I mean, the Hu quest was fucking amazing. Maybe fucking amazing is a bit of an overstatement, but by Genshin standards, yes, fucking amazing. That was really good fun. That really should be a permanent story quest. They should release that as her second story quest or something. Just re-release it. Because that was fantastic. And, there's a lot of events. I can't remember, like, all of them, but a lot of events that have these animated cutscenes at the end are really good ones. Obviously, I just don't... I personally think that, specifically with something like this, where it's like a fucking goofy idea from the start, this is where I wouldn't put a plot in. like the music event where we played music for Marco Meatball. That event didn't have a plot, and it shouldn't have. The same would go for this event. I wouldn't really put a plot into this event. I'd let it just be a fun game design fucking joke thing. And they say Unreal, and they say Unity, and I fucking cry inside. Um, uh, but cool cutscene.
But for now, I hope we can put the past behind us and enjoy a night of pure, unadulterated fun. Now, before we kick things off, our representative will announce the award
I
for
don't remember
Best
which game is
Game.
which. Oh, does it go to everyone? Oh, okay. Alright. I don't remember which groups is which. This is Kokomi's. I don't remember the other two. uh, I cannot go for whichever one Ayaka worked on just because it's Ayaka. But also, I really do like Kokomi. I'm sorry, Tomo, I don't give a fuck about you. But. um.
Woohoo!
So full.
Also, it's so sad that Kokomi hasn't reran in so long. She hasn't been in an event in so long. She finally comes back, and she isn't voiced. Just, of course. Poor Kokomi. And the sad thing is, whenever she does rerun, people probably aren't going to pull her, even though she is still actually a really valuable unit to have. People don't really talk about her nowadays. And, like, she is outclassed in, like, a lot of her previous, like, best teams. But she is still, like, the best healer in the game, talking, like, numbers. She still has AoE Hydro application, which you can get to a 100% uptime. She is still one of the best in slot supports for Nilu, and Nilu is the best AoE team in the game still. So Kokomi is still basically required for one of the best teams in the game, and she is still like a very good slot in on a lot of other teams as well. So she's still like a pretty damn good pull, not to mention she's a fun character. And you can run her as an on-the-field DPS as well. She's obviously not nowhere near as good as other DPSs, but I mean, if you have a composition to run mono Hydro, actually, I imagine what would the team comp be? I guess Kokomi, Frina, Zilona, and Kazuha? If you're enough of an idiot to have pulled Zilona, I mean, to be fair, I can't really call you an idiot for pulling Zilona, because she's really strong. You're an idiot if you pulled Zilona for her character, because she doesn't have one. But if you pull Zilona because she's strong, fair enough. I am myself feeling a little bit tempted to pull her for her strength. But I do already have Kazuha, so... she does give the res reduction for free. So that's good. She does give healing. So she could replace Bennett on my Hu Tao team. She probably would have an improvement over Bennett, but I'm not sure by how much. Yeah, so Kokomi, Frina, Zilona, and Kazuha, that's 80% Hydro Res down, and it's also going to be an extra a lot of Hydro damage bonus. Not to mention that team is going to have zero survivability problems. The healing on that team is just going to be off the goddamn charts. You have Kokomi's skill healing, you have Kokomi's burst healing the entire team, and then you also have Zilonen's burst healing the active character as well. So yeah, that team probably is competent. I imagine with that team, Kokomi's probably hitting like at least like 30k per hit, which isn't crazy, but I mean, it's cool. It's like, I really hope people don't sleep on Kokomi when she comes back.
The winning team will take home a sum of prize money courtesy of the Yashiro Commission, along with the Tanuki Game Award. In addition, our special guest has the honor of announcing a special award. Shogun, if you could.
This special award recognizes the team with the most immersive game, and that goes to the creators of the horror game, The Doppelganger Incident. Kinkaku, Ginkaku, and Tetsunosuke.
Huh? Oh, so it was a horror game all along! I really thought I'd seen a ghost.
Wow, that takes immersive to a whole...
I present you this award in the name of the Narukami Ogosho, and I promise you this. No human shall infringe on your peace without cause.
Shogun is the best! Shogun is the best!
The whole purpose of the investigation was to avoid disturbing yokai territory.
God damn, I can't with this event, man. Inazuma and just everyone in it is so pretty.
Besides, the world is a big place. Humans, yokai. There's more than enough room for all of us.
Man, I wish Yaimiko, like, in her kit transformed into her cat form. That'd be so cool. I also just wish, like, in general, I had more reason to use Miko. So, kissed my dude, what?
We finished the game.
Just let it go and enjoy the festival. All the games are super fun.
Baki Tanuki spell! Prepare!
Is Sunfire Iger's best team? It's only Hydro-related reactions. I forgot that. Fuck. I was like, oh wait, what if it buffs some melt damage so it'll be buffing Icon more in there? Sunfire doesn't use any Hydro reactions. So there's no benefit there. The Sunfire is a really cool team comp, which I forgot existed for a while. This is extremely niche. You can only ever really use it against bosses that don't move. And with a Hydro or Cryo DPS, so it's very niche. Very, very niche. But it is very powerful. And so what it is right, Gene. Gene's burst imbues characters with animo. What that means is it applies animo onto you. The point of this is that if you get any element applied to you, Gene will just get rid of it, basically. It's basically status immunity. If you get Pyro applied to you, it doesn't matter, because it will then get swirled by Gene, and it won't deal any damage. But what it will do is it will then apply said Pyro, because it's swirling, it will then apply Pyro to nearby enemies. So, if we had a consistent source of Pyro self-application, we could use Gene to then swirl that Pyro consistently onto nearby enemies. Bennett's Burst imbues the characters with pyro. So what Sunfire is it slapping down Bennett's Burst, and then slapping down Jean's Burst. And then what do you know, you just get free pyro. And you also, at the same time, get Bennett's attack buff. I'm pretty sure it's probably like the second best pyro application in the game behind Zhangling, I think. It actually does it really often, I think. It's a lot of pyro application. But it's extremely niche because you have to be really close to a boss for the swirl to hit. And of course you're running with circle impact squared here. So yeah, it's difficult. It's not difficult to pull off, it's just that there's not many situations where you can. But in those situations, it's really good. For your third character, for your third support, you want to use Mona. Or it depends, but you can use Mona because her buff is really good. And so, yeah, for Ayaka Sunfire, the team is Ayaka, Bennett, Jean, Mona. And so the rotation is... I don't know if you use Jean's Burst first or Bennett's. Probably Bennett's. So you use Bennett's Skill Burst, Jean's Skill Burst, Mona, just her burst. You don't use the skill. So you use Mona Burst, then you switch into Ayaka, and then you just use Ayaka's Burst. And that will... melt every hit that Ayaka's Burst can melt. So someone did a demonstration of that. It was quite impressive. They used it against this boss down here, and it melted the boss in like 1 second. Or even less. It was crazy good. Granted, I'm pretty sure their builds were off the charts, insanely good. Because their Ayaka, they never showed their artifact. Their Ayaka had 3,000 attack despite using a 3-star weapon. So I'm pretty sure their artifact was some of the best in Genshin history. Top 1% easily. So not quite the most genuine demonstration. But still reminded me Sunfire exists, and it shows me how often Ayaka's Burst can melt. It does not melt every hit, but it does melt like once a second at least, it seems. So it's good. See, I do think Ayaka melt can work for me, either Sunfire or a traditional burn melt. And yeah, hopefully that'll be fun when I get Ayaka. Otherwise I could do freeze. I have all the characters I need to do it. But I'd rather not. Unless I buff freeze to work on bosses, which they might. You can use freeze, or you can use Ayaka in crowds. You just need to use Venti to group them up.
All good. That Yumekwi Baku. We woke up once the nightmare Sorry we couldn't. Let's kapow. But we were just there.
Also, I'm really happy to see the hate for Natlan is very collective now. Everyone is pissed. I'm very much clearly not alone in being disappointed by Natlan. Everyone is pissed now.
So warm. Oh, hey! Don't fall asleep in the tub!
I didn't realize that, so I always forget that she does that. fucking thing. Oh, where's Kuki? Oh, and Sarah. Oh my god. Please, can we just... I just want a slice of life anime, please.
It's not good to get distracted during a match, brother. Oh, okay. Go easy on me, traveler.
Boss! The Mikawa Flower Festival was a huge success for us! We had 3
Where the
times more
fuck is
visitors
the
than
Genshin
usual.
anime? Where the fuck is Genshin
Based
on
on what we've made so
Switch?
far, I think
Come
we'll
on.
be able to make this much.
That's great news! We might even beat Yai Publishing House this month.
Oh, you look pleased about something. Having a party without me?
Oh, it's nothing.
I forgot to share some good news with you. 30% of the proceeds from the festival have been transferred to Yai Publishing House. We're expecting record profit this month. Don't you think congratulations are in order?
What?
Well, boss, I guess congratulations are in order. This is our 333rd time competing against Yai Publishing House in sales, and our best showing to date. 2nd place!
May this be a night of sweet dreams for all.
Alright, cool. It's literally a 10-second epilogue. Alright. Has this always been here? Wait, can we actually go in? It's marked on the map. Has it always been here? I don't feel like it's new. This is, yeah, this is, we went here with Yai in her story quest, didn't we? Yeah. I really like this place. Can we actually go in? Oh, we can. You can take screenshots if you want. Oh, you can't make a counter sit. You fuck Jesus Christ. Come on. I love the atmosphere here.
Boring!
I think Genshin has so many places like this, which are actually... The devs put a lot of work into making them, and then there's nothing with them. Oh, this room. So nice. Why don't you do anything with this? It's just here.
Is there anything in the world that will satisfy my taste buds?
Like, reading this dialogue here, like, this is cool. Again, just there's this event right now, which I think I've done everything for it. Yeah, I have. Okay. This event, I really like this. This should not be an event. This should just be a feature of the game. It's so annoying. They got so close to doing something really good for a game here.